Hi everybody. Merry Christmas. Well, it's past Christmas, but Happy New Year. Want to welcome everybody back. It's good to see everybody. I hope everybody had a really great Christmas. Mine turned out to be pretty good. We did have a few mishaps. I'll tell you about those in a minute. We have had some really cold weather. So I hope that wherever you are, you're staying warm, because we are really having a hard time staying warm. Yesterday, I think, was one of the warmest days we've had, and the high was 16. So that's mighty cold. And the sun was out there shining earlier today. You can see there's a lot of light coming in here today. But there was some snow flying around out there, so I don't know what's up with that. I think we were supposed to have some flurries today. So, Christmas Eve, we always get together at either my house or one of my brothers or my one nephew. And we were supposed to be over there about 4 o'clock. This was at my youngest brother's, and I was just parking in the driveway, and my phone started ringing, and I have the setup where it rings in my car. So I saw it was my daughter, and so I called, and she said, "I'm not going to be able to come." And I'm like, "Oh no, why?" And she says, "I'm stuck at work." She was supposed to get off at 4 o'clock, and the girl that was supposed to come in and take her place was really sick. And she's part of the management team. And so the one girl had come in for the morning shift. One, who was my daughter, was supposed to be there for the middle shift. And then this other girl was supposed to come in and relieve her. Well, she couldn't leave. So she did leave long enough to, about a half hour, to run home, take her kids to the store so they could get dinner, because they had planned on being at my brother's house for dinner. So they were all really disappointed. And of course, we were all disappointed because we didn't get to see them. And then we had our dinner and everything, and Olivia, who I have told you about before, it's my nephew's 7-year-old daughter with leukemia. She was running a fever, and they had been told that, you know, if her fever ever reaches a specific number, they need to call. So it had kept going up. And it had gotten up to 100.4, and that was their point that they were supposed to call. So her mother, Heather, called, got a hold of a nurse. The nurse said the doctor would call her back. He called back within a few minutes, and he said, "Take her to the emergency room. We'll get some blood work done, see if we can figure out what's going on." Because when you're undergoing chemo, infection can be really, that's a serious thing. So, of course, we were all disappointed. We had hurried up while her mother was waiting for the phone calls and opened presents. So at least she got to open her presents and her sisters and stuff. And since they were the only kids there, since my grandkids weren't there, so they opened their presents. And so that was, you know, kind of nice. And I got to tell you the one little story. It was really cute. Olivia was opening up the one present, and it was kind of a rectangle box type, you know, maybe like this. She's opening it, and she opened up one end of it, and she goes, "What's this?" And nobody knew, you know, what she was talking about. The person who had given her that gift was my sister-in-law, which would be Olivia's step-grandmother. She was in the other room. And I said, "Well, keep opening it." So she tore off some more paper, and she goes, "What is this?" And so I looked over there, and here it says green beans on it. And I said, "Well, I hope you like green beans." And here it was the box like you would get at Sam's Club, that 12 cans of green beans would come in. And Olivia's just got this weirdest look on her face, and she keeps going, "What is this? Why am I getting green beans?" And so her sister said, "Well, open it the rest of the way." So she opened it up, and in the box was a little stuffed dinosaur, and it was so cute, and she was so happy, and she was so pleased with it. But it was a precious moment. I wish I could have gotten it on a recording of her opening that up and thinking she was getting green beans. It was really cute. So anyways, she did have to go to the hospital that night. They did the blood work. They decided that she probably had a urinary tract infection, and they let her go home. She was so afraid she was going to spend Christmas in the hospital, and so we're all grateful that that didn't happen. So she wasn't really well on Christmas Day, but she did get to enjoy it as much, at least she was at home with her family. And as far as I know, she's still doing okay. Her last trip for chemo, she did have to have another blood transfusion, which I guess I'm not all that familiar with people that have weekly. When my mother had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, she only had her chemo once a month. And my sister-in-law, who has lung cancer, she only has her chemo once every 3 weeks. But I guess for these weekly treatments, it's very common that you need to get blood transfusions to keep your I think it's the white cells up or something. I don't know. But anyways, she's doing okay. Okay, and then coming home on Christmas Eve, it had been snowing and the roads were horrendous. And it's normally about a 45-minute drive from my brother's home, but it took us around an hour, but we made it safely. So that's what's important. Okay, now I want to get into my year-end wrap-up and my look ahead at 2018. I hope everybody had lots of time for lots of good stitching. I know I've been stitching away as much as I could. I've had a lot of stuff going on. But I did have a finish. I'm looking down because I'm looking at my notes, because without my notes, I'm totally lost. But anyways, I had a finish. And as soon as I figure out what I did with it, okay. I've not got a lot of space here to do all this stuff, and I've got stuff everywhere. So bear with me. Okay, I finished. Fits all sizes. If you know, in the last video, I had said that I just needed to do the back stitching on this. So I tackled it in a couple of days and I had it done. And so I can count this now as a 2017 finish. And I really like the way it looks. Eventually, when I finish all of the outhouses that I'm going to do, I am going to hang these in my downstairs bathroom. So there's that. And let's see. I started that in May. And of course, I just finished it December 23rd. I finished that. I did have a new start, and I will show that to you when I go over the whips. That's my Christmas Day start, Japanese garden. And then I did my spreadsheet and I figured everything up, and I had 13 new starts in 2017. And I know compared to a lot of you, that's just a drop in the bucket. But for me, 13 starts was a lot. That's more than I have ever done before. And so I was feeling pretty proud of myself to have started that many things, and especially since I only ended up the year with 8 whips. So I had 7 finishes. I had 2 carryovers from 2016. One was my white wolves, which I finished early in 2017. And the other was my Paula Vaughn Spring Garden Spot, which of course I'm still working on that back stitching. So now I'm going to go into my whip parade to show you. And bear with me because I just brought the boxes down here, and I'm going to try to tell you about each one and do this. So let's, and not make too much of a mess here. All right, the Spring Garden Spot, and I'm not going to show you the picture because you've seen this and you know what it looks like. This is 14 count cream Aida. This was started in 2016. I can't remember exactly because I wasn't keeping track of stuff in that time frame. All the cross stitches were done in March of 2017, and as you know, I need to continue on with the back stitch. So that is Spring Garden Spot by Paula Vaughn, and I got that from a magazine, an old magazine. Okay, let's move this one back here. And my next one, and I'm trying to do these in the order of age of when I started them. My next one is my, let's try to pull this out of here. This is my Springtime by Sue Hillis. And here's the picture of that. And this is being done on 14 count Challis Aida. I started this in April of 2017. And here's where I am with that. And it will be no problem to knock this one out. All I have left is the balance of the watering can, and there's some back stitching in there that I haven't done yet. So I will be able to get this one finished probably before June. It just depends on when I work on what, but that one will definitely be taken care of soon. All right, and then my next one is my Bayside Cottage. And this is the Dimensions Gold Petites Kit. Right there. And this one is being done on the fabric that came in the kit, and it is 18 count Ivory Aida. And I started this in August of 2017. And I've got a good start on that. This is the bottom down here. And this is pretty close to the end over here because I have the margins, I think, about the same on each side. So I've got some to go there. So I'll be working on that and getting that one taken care of. All right, now let me go to this next one. Okay, next one is Shades of Summer by Artisy. And this is my big one. I know this one will not get finished in 2017. There's a little glare on that, but I think you can see it. It has over 30 pages. And since I haven't even finished page 1 yet, I have no worries. This one I'm going to take my time. It's going to be beautiful when it's done. And this may be something that I have professionally framed because it is going to be a really big one. And I know it's going to be absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at it. I know it's going to be fabulous. So I will work on that when I can and not worry about finishing it, just getting every little stitch in. Okay, my next one is Side by Side by Stony Creek, and this is another outhouse. And I didn't bring the book down, but it's so close to finish you can see what it looks like. And I was working on this after my last video, and I could have knocked this out, and I thought about it and having another finish for 2017, but then I thought, no, I wanted to start that Japanese garden on Christmas Day. That had been my plan, so I decided to stick with my plan. So there we are. All that we have to do yet is come down. Let me turn this side in a little bit, then I can hold it a little better here. I have to come down here, fill in some stitches down on the bottom here. There's some brown that comes down here. And then over on this side, there's a patch of flowers just like there is on the other side. It's almost like a mirror image. So that's not going to take me long. And I went in and I caught all the back stitching up. So now I can just back stitch as I go. All right, next we have, I have to move to my next page here. We have my scarecrow that I started back in, and did I tell you that? No, I didn't. My Shades of Summer is being done on 14 count white Aida, and my side-by-side is being done on 14 count green Aida. Okay, now my scarecrow. My scarecrow, I'm just going to flash you quick. That's the chart because I don't have a picture here. It came out of the Big Book of Holidays, and the picture in there is super, super tiny. I started this for the fall sale on Cross Stitch Finish Line, and when the sale was over, I put it away, and I will get this out. There's not that much to do on it. It's on 14 count Country Cream Aida, and I started this in September. So this will be another one. Won't be a problem to finish this one during this coming year. Okay, my next one. These are way down here on the floor now, so it's getting harder to reach down there. Okay, this is Quaker Diamonds, and this is by Karen Kluber, Rosewood Manor. The material is a 14 count dense fog Jobelan Aida, and I started this in October. And got some threads there, but and I think I showed that in my last video, and I haven't done any more on it since then. So, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and I don't know when I'm going to get that finished, but it's going really quickly when I do actually give it some time, so it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, now my last one is my new start, and this is the Japanese Garden, and this is the Dimensions Gold Collection. I'm sure a lot of you have, if not everybody, has seen this kit. And it's 16 count light blue Aida. And, you know, I took this material and I tried wetting it, but it didn't help. It's still stiff, so I'm going to keep crunching it around and seeing if I can get it to soften up some. Because a lot of them, you know, the more you work with them, the more they soften up. So, and I've got it all folded up and everything, and I'm only going to show you this little tiny bit, so I'm not going to worry about unfolding it all. But I started this on Christmas Day, and I'll try to get that up there to where you can see it. And I started out with a needle in the kit, and I hated that needle, so I threw it away, went upstairs. I got a number, what was it, a number 26 needle, and I still hated it, so I went back up and I got a number 24, and now I can finally punch it through this hard Aida. And I'm starting to, you know, I've only been back cross-stitching on a regular basis here for, you know, maybe a little in 2015, and then a little in 2016, but a lot in 2017. And I kept hearing everybody talking about how you get rid of the material that's in the kit, and I didn't understand that, but I'm starting to understand it, because the Aida that I bought at my local L&S that I'm using for Quaker Diamonds is so wonderful and so easy to stitch on. And this stuff that's in the kit is like, it's so scratchy and so hard. And so I totally get it now. And I may start doing that because I have those other kits up there, and I just may start doing it. Okay, that's all my whips. So like I said, I don't have that many. I have two here that I plan to start soon, and so I thought I'd show you. And I'm using my my bags that I got. And the first one, and I haven't done anything on these, so it's just this little book I found in the stuff that I had upstairs, and it actually falling apart a little bit because it's old. My mother wrote her name on there. See, Edna Smith, apartment 214. think it was 214. Yep, that's where she lived. And it's called the Cross Stitcher's Best Friend. And each one of these little bears has a chart in there, and you could do it all together, or you could do them all, each one separately. And each one has a little saying about cross stitching. Well, I'm going to leave the little saying off, and I'm not going to say who this is for because I don't want to spoil it. But I am doing this to give to someone. And let me find him. I'm going to change. All right, and I have stuff written on here, so I'm going to just kind of pull that off on the sticky note. I'm going to do this little I love you bear up here. And instead of the saying about the cross stitching, I'm going to put someone's name under here. So that I should be able to work that out. And I just showed you the chart, but you know. And I've got a little piece of ivory Aida all ready to stitch this on because it's little. So I'm all set for that one. And I will be starting that one probably this week. And the other one here, I don't even have the fabric, and I'm using my other bag. This is my Marlene bag. But I am going to, and I'm going to leave, I can cover the chart with what I have down here, but I'm going to do this right here, these little kittens. And it says, there's one in every crowd, and that fits perfectly for someone that I know. And so that's going to be a small gift, and it's just a small one. Its actual size, let's see, I figured it up. It's 5.36 inches wide by 3.14 inches high, and that is it'll be on 14 count Aida, so that's going to be a little one too. So that one I also will be starting soon. Don't know exactly just when yet. Okay. Now, the last time I talked about showing you some of the charts that that I picked out for myself. You know, I've been giving away all these charts that I thought I would never stitch, and I may not stitch some of these ones that that I picked out to put into a book for myself, but I may. Who knows? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few of those today. I'm kind of keeping track as to how long the video is getting because I don't want this to be a super, super long one. So I'm going to try to show these. I've got them in sheet protectors, and it'll go a lot faster if I don't take them out, so I'm going to try to do that. And we'll see if the glare is not too bad. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. This is one of them. This is called America. And it's the pledge, so with the flag, or actually it's not the whole flag, it's portions of the flag with America across the top, and I thought that would be a patriotic stitch. And this one is an apple, and I have several fruits in here. I have put these in alphabetical order, so. And this one was, I think somebody printed this off from online. It was in some of the stuff when somebody gave me a bunch of cross-stitch stuff a while ago. And it's just that little picture right there. And I thought that might be a nice thing to do in the fall, autumn. And this one, I just thought it was really, really cute. And I have no babies in my future. But, you know, who knows? I have 3 granddaughters. The future might be here before we know it. So I thought this would be, try to get that without the glare. I thought that would be a really cute stitch if I did have a baby in my future. So I kept it. Okay, and this one is, you know, I've never really done a sampler. The closest to a sampler that I've ever done is this Quaker Diamonds. So I picked out a few samplers. At some point, I'm going to try some of those, but here's this one. And this one says, the beauty of the house is order. Not in my house. Well, that might be. That's why I don't have any beauty in my house. The blessing of the house is contentment. That I have. I'm content. The glory of the house is hospitality. well, I don't really have a lot of people over anymore, so I don't know. Well, I'm hospitable to you guys, so there we go. And this one, I don't have a picture of the actual item, so I'm just going to show you this chart really quick. I can just see you all trying to copy this while I'm showing it. It's a birdhouse, and I think it's beautiful. So that's going to be a number 5. I'm really looking forward to doing that one. And then these are birdhouse bookmarks. And I doubt whether I would do these as bookmarks, but I was thinking about either doing each one separately or putting them all on one piece of fabric and next to each other. I thought that might be kind of cute. And this one is this cute birds and berries. I thought that was really trying to get to where I don't see too much of the, I guess you're going to get the glare no matter what, but I think you can get the gist of it, birds and berries. And you can see you can do each one of those separately or do them all together. I think if I do it, I'll do them all together, just the way that square shows. And let's see. This one here, Bountiful Fruit. I thought those fruit pieces were kind of cute. There again, I am not sure whether I do them vertically or do them separately. And this one, this Bow and Buds, and I think this is just beautiful. Isn't that pretty? Kind of reminds me a little bit of a spring bridal bouquet. Probably not as fancy as one of those would be, but it's pretty. And this is really cute too. It's called Chatter Hat Bears. And this is one of the samplers. It's very simple, and I have this one marked to do really soon. So I probably will. I'll turn it, see. That's a very simple, very pretty. And I thought, you know what, for my first real sampler, that might be the way for me to go. All right, that's all I'm going to show you today on those. And I have a whole lot more in here. So each time, maybe I'll try to show you about 10 of them until we get through them. And then I have a bunch of booklets and things like that. So eventually I'll show you what I've got in my stash. And of course I have those charts that I've showed you before that I bought. And my son gave me a Amazon gift card. So I'll be going on Amazon here sometime in January and seeing what other kind of cross-stitch stuff that I can find on Amazon. And then, you know, maybe purchase some more. Okay. My 2018 plans, I told you about the 2 that I intend to start very shortly. I have those kits up there. And then, you know, of course, I have all of these charts. And I'm going to start getting some stuff kitted up. Generally, in the past, I would only kit stuff up right when I was ready to start it. But I'm going to start trying to be a little more proactive with that and get things kitted up, get the fabric. I do the overcast stitch on my sewing machine and mark my centers and mark my start points on stuff and have it all ready so I can just, in fact, I'm even going to put a needle minder and a needle in with it, everything, so that everything is, I can just pick it up and just start it. I think that in the past has been something that kept me from starting things, because just getting it all ready to be able to stitch. This way I'll have it totally ready. So that's one of my plans for 2018, is getting that. I also have things that I finished in 2017 that have not been FFO'd. I plan to get some of those things. Not sure how many things I have up there that I finished that I haven't FFO'd, but I'm going to start working on that. And I plan on doing some that are other than just sticking them in a frame. And oh, and by the way, I gave my my granddaughters and my daughter the Christmas Santa that I finished, and they loved it. I was over there yesterday since they didn't get to come Christmas Eve. They didn't get any of the gifts from the family, so I took those all over there yesterday. And then I took the girls shopping so that they could spend some of their money, and they got a lot of more nice stuff because stuff's still on sale, and so they got some pretty good deals. Okay, so I talked about the kitting and the FFOing, so the only thing I have left to do is show you a couple of charts that you all can claim if you want them. And so the first one that I have here is called Savor Spring, and it says Cherished and Loved Mother. So it's shaped as a little heart there. So if you would like this chart, just say that you'd like to stitch the heart. All right, there's that one. They stitched it on 28 count ivory Jobelin, so it's very pretty. All right, this next one is a sampler, and you see what it says here. Oh, and I just realized that the chart for that heart, for the Cherished and Loved Mother, is on, oh, good thing I saw that. It's on the same, it's on the back of the chart for this, for the sampler. So I'm going to put these two together. Sorry, good thing I realized that. But anyways, this is, it says, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. It has a cross on it. And so this is a religious sampler. So I am going to put this with the Cherished and Loved Mother. And if you wanted that heart and you're not interested in this religious one, then maybe after you do it, you could pass this along to somebody else. So I'm going to put those two together. So you can still say that you want to stitch the heart, and I'll just send all of these. Okay, the next one is done up as a pillow, but it is an alphabet with a flower border. It's called the Floral Alphabet Pillow. It's 100 high by 101 wide, and they did it on 14 count Aida. Oh, my phone's ringing. And I'm going to show you that. And then I'm just going to pause you for a second because my husband is out, so I want to make sure that's not. Okay, I'm back. It wasn't my husband. It was some long-winded person leaving some message down on our answering machine. Probably either selling something or trying to get you to do something. I don't know. Anyways, back to this. That border on there is just beautiful. So if you are interested in stitching this floral alphabet pillow, just say you'd like to stitch the floral pillow. And let's see, I have another one here, and this one is called Bunny Buddies. Now I'm looking on the backs of everything because that other one I kind of might have messed up on. All right, these are, well, you're going to get a couple of charts in here, but not all the pictures. So I'll kind of tell you about it. These are the bunnies. Those are kind of cute. Little girl bunny. Looks like a little boy bunny toy. And then with that, let's see, that's the chart for the one bunny. And there are a couple of other charts included here. Those are all the charts. And then there's some charts here, American Hearts. So if you are interested in getting the bunnies and all the other little charts that are on here, then just say you want to stitch the bunnies. And I have one more today, and it's beautiful, really pretty. And it's called Love, and it's 91 high by 65 wide. And I love these colors. The colors are just awesome. I am really into lavenders, purples. I just love those. And I love flowers. So that's pretty. It just wasn't something I think that I could do. I'm not an expert. And you could do each one of these. You could do the letters all together. You could do each letter separately. And I don't. Some of these charts tell you whether it's for a beginner or intermediate, but I don't think this one does. It's not from that particular. Not from that particular magazine. So if you are interested in this one, say you want to stitch Love. And that's all I have for today. So again, I want to thank everybody for coming back, watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Liking, commenting, subscribing. It's all important. And I have been watching some new to me. I guess I could mention a couple here. I have pieces of paper everywhere. Who am I kidding? I'm just a mess. I keep track of everybody that I'm just gonna, and I'm not gonna put links because I don't know how to do links. But anyways, I have watched Stitchabella, I've watched Stitcherista, I've watched Stitching Jules, The Crafty Curator, Weasley Studios, Leslie Hurley from Fat Cat Flossing, Ann P, Jen Stitching Niche, Stitching in the Sun, Buckeye Stitcher, Aussie Stitcher, Christine Doran, Ginger Gerald, Jessie Does Stuff, Lisa, what is it, Lisa Stitching, I just wrote down Lisa, Mortuary Stitches, Melly Ellie, Carrie and Stitches, and Bendy Stitchy, if I hadn't already mentioned her. So those are just some that I've watched over the last few days. So I watch, and of course I watch Priscilla and Chelsea and Off the Grid. Who else do I have over here on this? I guess that's it. But I excuse me, I watch everybody while I'm stitching. I put my tablet on the chair next to back there. I take this chair, put it back there, put the tablet on it, put my notepad next to it so I can make notes as I watch people. And because I'll watch maybe 8 videos, and then I'll go to my laptop to clear them out, and I try to comment on most of them if I can. So I need to remember something about what was going on in the video. But everybody keeps me company while I'm stitching. And if I had to just sit and just watch these videos, I never would, because I wouldn't have the time to do it. And I'm retired. So you people that are working, no way. So just want to wish everybody a happy new year and happy stitching. And try to stay warm if you're in the cold like I am in northern Ohio. So that's it. Bye.